and welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody can hear me. I do now have the microphone on. I appreciate everybody being here. This is going to be a look into the house, the estate, and how it's decorated this year for Christmas. I will show you the trees and things that I've got up here. I just wanted to do something special for Christmas to give everybody a smile and to say it's all good. And next year is going to be a better year. I hope. It's got to be. It's got to be a better year. So I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year. And I'm not sure if I'll do another video before next year, but enjoy the holiday. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enjoy the holiday. And so here we go. A look at the house, the estate, and the Christmas decorations. Okay, well, here we are in the living room. We'll start here. These two small little bears, well, not real small. Bruce had gotten these for me many years ago. This one is a Steiff bear. And then this one, I'm not sure what it is exactly, but it has 1999 on it. So I knew he had gotten it for me in 1999. I just don't remember when he got me this one. Or exactly even where he got this one. I don't remember. I just remember he was sick, and he was in the hospital one Christmas, and he said, "Remember the bear that's on the couch?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Just grab a hold of that and hug that real tight, and I'll be back home real soon." And that's what I did. Let me walk around this way. Over here, you'll see the tree. This is a ceramic tree. I'm sure a lot of you all over the years remember these. Trying to get the whole thing. I had a very good friend and a gentleman that I worked for many years ago, back in the late 80s. I guess maybe not that many years ago, but nonetheless in the 80s. And he had plenty of money. And that year I told him, I said, "Sam, you need a Christmas tree." And he was sitting in his chair, and everybody was sitting around him, and he just looked at me and he said, "Oh no, I don't want a Christmas tree." And I said, "Yeah, Sam, you need a Christmas tree." And we're talking, this gentleman was, in his upper 80s. So me and my coworker had gone down to this pottery place, and I had seen this, and I bought it, and I took it back to Sam's house, and I said, "Here, Sam, look, I got you a Christmas tree." And he just was like, "Oh, I don't want a Christmas tree." And lo and behold, he loved it. He just kept saying, "Oh, I don't want a Christmas tree." But when he passed, a couple months after Christmas, the family had called all of us back over at the house, because we took care of Sam. And she called us all back over at the house, and this was one thing that she wanted me to have, was the Christmas tree. So every year I try, and I have, every year I have put this out in memory of Sam. Even though he didn't want the Christmas tree. And here is what we have always called the do not touch tree. I hope you guys can hear me, because I did not put my mic on. This is called the Do Not Touch Tree. And the reason why, and some people might feel like that's a little rude to call it that, but this tree is full of hummels, gobles. There's some Lalique on there. There's a lot of Waterford on there. There's a lot of Thomas Kincaid on there. Oh my gosh! Every year I try to remember. And Linux, there's a lot of Linux on that tree. Waterford balls. I can't remember. There's some Balik on that tree. And at the end of the video, I will take some photos of some of these ornaments that are on this tree. I was not going to put these trees up this year, but I decided this is a year that I need to have some good feelings, and there's been a lot going on this year, and I should be happy and I should be celebrating it's Christmas. So I decided, even though some of my relatives were saying, don't just put one little tree up this year and enjoy it, that'll make you smile. Well, I decided I was going to go ahead and put the trees up. The angel on top, I can't exactly remember how old this thing is. We put it up on the tree every year, and I'm thinking 1940, 1950. It's about had all it can take. The other one that we have, we purchased, and I'll show you that one, we purchased at Walmart. This one we found in an antique store. And so it's always on this tree. And then this is the Department 56 Village. And again, I was not going to put all this out this year, but I decided, what the heck. So, yeah, these are Department 56. We were in an antique store in North Carolina with friends one year, and Bruce came up to me and he said, I found something. And I said, okay, what is it? And he took me around there and he said, under the table. And I looked and I said, oh, wow. I said, but I don't think they're for sale. And he said, I'm going to find out. And I said, well, if you do, I'm sure they're more than we want to pay. Well, he came back and he told me, he said, I need some help getting them in the car. I never found out what he paid. I have no clue as to what he paid for these. He said there was a little lady that the lady at the antique store called the lady that owned these, and she said that she would be very happy for us to take those home with us. So again, I have no idea what he paid for them. This right here is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not going to pick it up and look. I think it's St. George Cathedral in Roanoke, Virginia. Just right, it's St. George or St. Anthony in Roanoke, Virginia. And the church still stands today. A friend of ours that lived up in, that he died the end of the year, last year. He gave that to me about a year or two after Bruce passed away. He said he found it in an antique store. And I remember as a child, and we'd go to Roanoke and go Christmas shopping and all, that we would drive by that church. And I always just thought that was a castle. So it was really, really neat to have that. And up on underneath it, there is the name, and it says Roanoke, Virginia, and the name of it is on a gold plaque underneath it. So that's a real treasure. And now, over here, I put this out every year also. This is another angel. This was a box. And inside this box was these ornaments that were around a Christmas tree that was lit up. We bought this for my mother from the realtor that I dealt with when I was in real estate and I was purchasing homes. He and his wife, he made the boxes in the glass to go in the boxes, and she did all the decorating on the inside of them, and they were selling them. And so we bought this for Mom. Oh my goodness, it was way early 90s. And after Mom passed away, I think it was 2017, 2018, is when the tree that was in the middle here just started falling apart. And so I took the tree out, and as you can see, I've got an angel in there now. That's the other angel that I was talking about. When Walmart first opened up in Charlotte, North Carolina, yeah, that was years ago. Bruce and I were in Walmart, and I told him I saw the angel, and I said, oh, that'd be beautiful to be on top of the Christmas tree. Because the first year that we had our first home, we had a huge live tree. And so we purchased this angel, and it looked really tiny on that tree. But it worked, and we've held on to it, and I thought, well, because the tree is now gone, I had to take it and the lights out. The angel fit in there perfectly. Maybe next year or the year later, I can get another tree with decorations to go in here, or maybe I can just make one myself. But yeah, that's a very old piece too. And here we have the manger scene. My mother, this little house and bears here Mom had, and I put it out every year. This here is it is Goebel. The markings are so teeny tiny on this that you can hardly even tell that it is Goebel. I don't know if it's a remake of Goebel or if it is actual Goebel and it's just a new version that they had done. But nonetheless, Mom loved this, and every year after we bought it, she asked us if she could use it at the school, and she would tell the kids about Mary and Joseph and the baby and all there at the school. And back then, parents and kids didn't care. They liked the fact that Mom was sharing this with the kids. So that was really a special piece there, and so I try to put that out every year too. And here I have a couple of angels that were Mom's. I thought, well, they're fitting to see them right here. This, a very good friend of ours, gave us. The wreath, again, Bruce saw this in an antique store, and he just had to have it, and I like it. There's a light on this side, and there's a light on this side. And you've got to have the right light to go in these because of the way it's curved, or you can't get the light in there. But yeah, that's another antique piece that he found that he just had to have it. And here is the family tree, what I call the family tree. Uh, this one has a lot of ornaments that are old, that some of them are back when I was 10, 12 years old. Some of them are decorations that some of Mom's good friends had made for me and Bruce, handmade out of beads and lace and stuff. Some of these ornaments Mom had made. Some of these we had bought at our very first home, and we decorated that huge tree with them. And the tree was so big, and the ornaments were small, and but it worked. You know, it worked. It was the first tree, and it was big. But here, I will see if I can find this one right here. That's one that Mom made. She made it out of beads. And yes, if you see the tree changing, yes, it's changing colors. This is a little wooden one that we had on the tree at the first time we had. Uh, this is one. These were just made out of some type of a plastic, and I think Mom did these, and then she did the stitching in there. Either Mom did them or one of her friends did them for us. Uh, oh my goodness, there's just so many. There's one of my special friends. This one, a friend, or no, this one is one of the Stephen Foster. The last year that Bruce was alive, we went to Stephen Foster uh, up at the Swanee River, and that was an ornament from there. These were made by one of our good friends, Betty Bailey, one of Mom's good friends. She made a lot of these. I think I'm like 10 or 12 of them I've got. And they're just the round hooks with the rose picture inside of them, and then the lace on the outside. And I've had those for many, many years. Goodness. There's another one right here that Mom had made. I kind of wish I had asked her. Here's another one. It's a cross. I wish I had asked her, hey Mom, show me how to make these, but I never did. And, sometimes I wish I had done that and I didn't. There is one here from our grandson, and his name is Zach, and I think this was from Zach Van Trees, 2005. He made it in school. Yeah. So there's a lot of little family ornaments all over this tree that bring me joy when I look at them. I'm trying to find. This one came from Africa. Our relatives, Bob and Ellen, had given us this one years ago because they are from Africa. They're missionaries in Africa, and this was handmade in Africa. I have one here that has my name on it. There's my daughter's very first Christmas ornament, baby's first Christmas ornament. I won't say the year because she'll shoot me. But there's one here, and I cannot find it, but I know it's here, and it's a football player. Don't ask me why I picked that, but I was like really, really, really young, probably about 10, 11 years old, and we had gone to the mall, and Mom had asked, for each one of us to pick out an ornament, and we did. And for some reason, I picked out a football player, and my name is on it. We have one that says our family name on it. So there's just a lot of ornaments on there that bring me joy because I remember all the good times in the past. And here is a small tree that I had bought from Lowe's back 4 years ago, I want to say. It was the second year that I had to have a bone treatment, and I usually had it in October, and I'm usually pretty bad between October, November, December, and I start feeling better in January. So the second year that I had to go through the treatment, I bought this little tree, and it worked fine. I had it right here in the corner, and it worked just fine. I didn't have to do any other decorating. 2 years ago, maybe it was last year, but I'm thinking it was last year, when I had to go through, no, it was 2 years ago when I had to go through the bone treatment. My neighbor Dustin had walked in, and this was the only thing that was sitting here, and he said, "What happened? There's no tree?" And I told him he just was upset over it. So again, the family was kind of upset over it because, they're used to seeing the two trees up, and so I wanted to do that this year so that they can come by and enjoy it. These stockings, this one here, and I have one hanging on the other side over here. These two stockings were the very first two stockings that we had purchased, and that was 1991. I'm going to say 1991. So they have held up really good over the years, and I'm just pleased every year that I pull them out and I get to hang them up, and they bring me a smile. And then this is one that a relative gave us years ago, and this is one. It's a red velvet, really, really pretty red velvet. Mom gave it to us years and years ago. So I always try to hang those up. And I know when Mom was alive and she would come over here and visit and want to see the decorations, she was always so happy at seeing all this stuff. And here we've got Santa, and we have had him for many, many years. This Noel, I don't know if some of you all, let me get it a little bit better. Some of you all might not have seen these that your parents had, some may have, but it's a candle holder, and it's by a company called Norco, and it's about 1940s, 1950s. My ex-wife's aunt and uncle, that was theirs, and I try to hold on to that so it doesn't get broke. It brings back a lot of memories too. So now I think what I will do is I will take you outside and show you the decorations, not all of them. I did not put everything out, but I will show you what I did put out. And this here is a Gubble house that I bought in 2000 Christmas of 2010. Bruce died in 2011. And I set it by his chair, and it was lit up, and he just really enjoyed seeing that. So I try to have that out every year. These are very old angels that my mother had, that she said her mother had. So my grandmother owned those first, and they are very, very fragile. I pulled them out of the box the other day, and one of the wings broke off. Little upset over it, but, just going to have to be careful. And then this is a fiber optic tree, or angel, she's all lit up, and we purchased her years ago, and she still works, but that was when they first started coming out with all this fiber optic stuff. So she's still working. I had to replace her bulb a couple of years ago, but once I got her bulb replaced, she's working again.